them to succeed, right? But that's where you have to dial it back. You choose one concept to teach, right? So you choose one concept and then you break that into small chunks, and so that way everything, all of the extra stuff that they might need to learn later isn't there as a distraction. Okay, that's kind of the last bullet point. So how do you do it? You have one objective. So those objectives I had at the beginning, those targets, you might just have one, maybe two, probably one. Right? Then you choose a strategy. Am I going to deliver this in audio? Right? Recording a podcast is kind of daunting, but if you know that you're going to record 5 minutes of a podcast, it's a little bit less daunting. Right? So my audio course, it's like 15 lessons, but each of them are like anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes. I don't think there's any that are longer than 10 minutes. And so it was even easier for me to be able to produce the content. So you choose the strategy, and it might be video, and it might just be something for somebody to read. And then you really want to make sure that you only include what's necessary, because, again, anything that's not necessary is distracting. Okay, so if you're really, really adept in your niche, right, you know exactly what's going on, and you know all the tips and tricks. For example, like if you listen to Monica talking about Instagram, you're going to pick up on some tips and tricks, right? And if you are brand new to Instagram, you're going to be like, excuse me, what? That's a lot, right? So you include what is necessary for your learners in front of time. But Rachel, those are supposed to help my clients. Okay. Like I said earlier, they don't have time. I mean, they do.
Sorry for the typing. I'm almost done.
But if we are spending our time on money-making activities, and we are spending our time doing things that are building our business, we really don't have time to be sitting here for 90 minutes and learning, right? Unless it's broken up, unless it's a bunch of different things like today and tomorrow. That's totally different. But and your clients want results, right? So they want to actually learn something, and they want to be able to implement those pieces that you're teaching them, that you're saying that you're going to teach them, so they can then be more successful. That's why they've hired you. That's why they've purchased your course. And it helps them because then you're meeting them where they are. And honestly, that just shows that you have considered them, right? That you have put some thought into it, and you've thought about where they're at. So here is my challenge. Now, I also want to caveat this with, this is not for every type of teaching and for every type of learning. It always depends on who you are delivering to, what their level of knowledge is or skill, and then how they would like to learn. If you did a poll on your Instagram and they said they all want videos, well, then maybe they want a video, right? So you have to listen to your clients as well. But I'm going to challenge you. For a course or for a workshop, ditch the long course videos. Okay? Ditch not having closed captions or transcripts. You have to make your things accessible. It's so important. If inclusivity is important to you at all, adding those things is really important. Ditch the idea of the value of worksheets, which is funny because I provided one. But okay, worksheets are good because they're a place to anchor your thinking, but they should be valuable.
I'm going to check and make sure the link works.
And they should go exactly with what you're teaching. Okay? And the last thing is not following up. One of my biggest frustrations in a couple of courses that I've taken is I've taken a course and then like, what? Right? I don't feel like I can ask the person any questions, or maybe I bought for the wrong person. But I really, really challenge you and encourage you to follow up with the people who purchased your courses because, again, it means a lot. And then here's the thing. If 5 people say they don't get something, chances are you didn't explain it right.
Is the sound working?
If one person says, I don't really get this, but everybody else did, then they probably just need to revisit it. But if multiple people are like, yes, then it's probably confusing. And you don't know that unless
Why is it doing that?
Unless you do the follow-up. So consider the opposites, right? Short videos or audio lessons. That is literally what podcasts are. So if you like podcasts, pretty simple. Just audio learning. Consider alternate activities. People love coloring. What could they color? What could they draw? Right? Does it have to be a worksheet? What else could they do to connect to your content? I don't know your content. I don't know what you're teaching. But get creative, think outside the box. Okay? And then checking in through email or social and not necessarily like just through Facebook or just try to make it personal. I think that's really important. I think that's a way that you can level up your service and make it extremely valuable. So, what is the macro impact? What is the macro impact of micro learning? Momentum is one. So, people get small wins, and that's encouraging. I don't care if you are 15, 25, 55, or 90 small wins. Okay? It's encouraging. It's motivating you. Motivation to keep going. You're like, I get this, and keep doing this. Right? It's also easy to revisit. I don't want to say nobody, but I feel like most people don't want to go back and watch a really long video. So something shorter is easy to revisit. And the last piece is it is a small effort to have success. And that goes back to that small win piece. The results that you get are your clients learn what you want them to learn, which for them is extremely successful because then they get results. And that's what you want, right? That's what we all want for our clients. So I can do what we do. And the last piece, then they leave satisfied, and that leads to the next thing, which is brand loyalty, right? They stand you. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, this person, you need to hire this person, right? This is great. Then they tell their friends, and then they also come back for more, right? So that
don't say right every other word.
Snowball to big wins, and then the results leads to people who are coming back for more. So one of the things that I offer, because I know that going back to time, not everybody has time to do the things they want. So I design courses for you. All of the things that you need to have either a baseline for your course or to get you off the ground and get started. One of my superpowers, one of my areas of expertise is taking a ton of information and being like, okay, we need to organize this, and then this is where we're going to start. And so I do it all for you. There's opportunities to follow up. I follow up with you because I want to make sure that you know what you're doing. And I also, what I don't want is to do all of this work. You do all this work, I do all this work, and then you don't end up producing your course. Like, I want you to be successful. Right? I want you to be able to teach whatever it is that's your superpower or your area of expertise. Okay? And then I do all kinds of a la carte. If you want me to make slide decks, I love Canva. I posted on Facebook the other day. I'm on Canva literally every day. It used to be like Instant Messenger. Remember Instant Messenger? I kind of miss that, actually. Slide deck scripts, if you want workbooks, all of those things. Any other shit you can think of. Also, in the pack you're going to get at the end, this is just briefly what I'm giving you my course for free. It's an audio course, so please take advantage. The code lasts till the 30th. Okay, and then if you want to book a strategy call, we can walk through what you actually want to do for your course and just hash something out. I am more than happy. It's actually one of my favorite things to do. I love brainstorming, love idea generating. I would absolutely love for you to book that. That is so exciting. And then if you have questions, I don't know if I can't see the chat, so I don't know if you have any yet, but if for some reason we don't get to them, please connect with me on Instagram. I am in the DMs, and Kitchetta Consulting. You'll see a lot of purple on there, so as I hear about it.
Rachel, I have a question. This is Monica.
Yeah, hi.
So I signed up for one of those courses through Teachable, like, I don't know, one of those, I don't know who in here, I know somebody here has bought it through me, like the business bundle, and I have no intention of actually doing the course. But every week it sends me a progress reminder to remind me that I had done 0 progress on my course. So I'm wondering, I love that you mentioned like checking in with people, and I was wondering what your thoughts are on having out send out automatic weekly progress reports. Is it helpful, or is it more just annoying to people?
I feel like Teachable is shaming you.
I feel like they call that every week.
What?
I feel slightly called out every single week. I'm like, oh, again, I failed.
So I think, and I think a lot of us have fallen into this, especially like at the beginning of when you start entrepreneurship, you're like, oh, I need this course, I need to learn that, I need to learn that. And I think it's more so about, it's about personalizing it. Like, how do you want me to follow up with you? Right? How do you want me, like, do you want me to email you? I'll check in with you in 2 weeks. And really, I just want to make sure that, like, you don't have any more questions. Because here's the other thing. Sometimes people might think, oh, I want to create a course about this. And then, like, 3 weeks in, like, wait a second. I'm
going to check my link.
Okay, so I think an automated email, I just think it loses the personal touch that you can add. And like you said earlier, that's something that you can have your VA do. Because you can track, I use Thinkific, and you can track that in Thinkific. And so you could say, so-and-so hasn't started it, or so-and-so is complete, and send somebody something like, wow, that's awesome, what do you think? I would love a testimonial or any feedback that you might have. That's a really good question.
Thank you. And I don't have the schedule in front of me, but is there any other questions, Jamie, or anybody have a question? Drop it in the chat or not.
I can see each other.
I do have a question. That's Andrea. I don't know how to raise my hand here, but
that's okay. Hi.
Hi. Rachel, I have created, 2 video, 90 minutes, like everyone hates, training, but I'm in a small industry, and my students, they need, that step-by-step watch of how I'm doing.
Can you still hear phones back here?
And then I have a digital step-by-step manual that elaborates on the philosophy theory, but also takes it to step-by-step. And some people need to watch the video over and over again, to repeat it, to copy it. And some people love to have, the step-by-steps, and then they put it in plastic sleeves, and then they do their treatments while they're reading their manual. And then I understand now that what you're saying is that 90-minute long video can be broken down into something like a sequence. Like I could learn how to do the Ayurveda facial pressure points for aging, let's say, and then just do a 30-minute, course, and break that down and sell that separately, or as an intro. Or I'm trying to figure out how. I have so much stuff. Like I've got manuals done, beautiful glossy pictures, step by steps, and I have like a lot of audio done and videos. So how can you take somebody like me who has a lot of content done, but may be like what you're saying, a little bit too long, boring, whatever.
Yeah.
And how can I make it a little bit easier and like what you're saying?
And so here's the thing. When I say these are arbitrary times, and I highly doubt your course is boring. I just think that people's attention spans are shorter, right? And but you are also in an industry where the things that you're teaching take a lot of time.
It's true.
So it's kind of twofold. You have to, and this is really for anybody, especially if you do have current courses, right? You have to think about who your client is, who is watching, who is listening.
User not found.
And then think, how can I best deliver it to them? So maybe you save your videos, right? But then maybe you also include, maybe you split them up, or maybe you put them into, you have like an intro audio that somebody can just listen to, like when they're practicing a facial. Maybe you have, like you said, maybe you do different facials, like specialized facials into different mini courses.
Well, what I just got is that perhaps I could do this. I attract two different types of students. I attract a lay person that's never done a treatment before and wants to learn how to do massages and facials and become a healer. And then I also attract dance massage therapists and estheticians who already know how to do treatments, but they want to incorporate Ayurveda, the Sisters of Science yoga, and Alba philosophy, and the emotional release of it. So perhaps where you could help me, perhaps we can have a conversation later. Or I'm just trying to understand that maybe I can do the small little course design or template that you have for a new person. Break it down, break it down. And then it's not so overwhelming. And like you said, they can feel like they've achieved something. I like what you said, the momentum, the small wins. So maybe I could do like a reward. You just got, a small win. You learned how to do extractions, or you learned how to exfoliate the skin.
My favorite. I love extraction. So I think two things. I think one, you're on the right track. Two, you should probably book a call with me because we can walk through it in depth. And I think because you're teaching two types of people, beginners and advanced, and they should not have the same information. And that's kind of for anybody. If you're teaching Instagram, if you're teaching SEO, if you're teaching Facebook ads, you're going to have beginners, intermediates, and novices. I went backwards. You're going to have all different levels, and you're going to want to have something available for both because you're going to talk to them differently for sure. So I would, like I said, I'd love to chat.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I would love to invite anyone who's thinking about a course to drop your topic. There's
I'm getting stressed by all these links.
Really highlight that Andrea just brought up, which is, I think, one of the things that you're hitting, Rachel, is that we create these massively long courses because we have so much to teach, and we actually might be hurting our own income because we could be breaking these down, like you were saying, Andre, into smaller courses, and then you can offer a bundle discount or anything like that. So even me, I'm thinking, and I've been doing this for a while. I have sorry, it's witching hour here in New York City. Let me get away from the sun. That, I have a course on Reels and a course on hashtags. It is all in one big course, but I could actually be selling this all for $47 and kind of make that up. So thank you for bringing up that really important point, Andrea, that sometimes we overload our courses and that we actually can just break them up and have more income. Rachel, any other things that we have some people talking about synchronous course?
I just saw that. So, Joanna, that's a really good point. I think a synchronous course where people are learning, that's the traditional learning, right? Where they're sitting with you and we're doing it all together all at once. I love that. I love sitting in class and learning. But where are your learners? Right? So you might have, and this is where you have different offerings, right? You do a synchronous course.
What is a synchronous course?
Give feedback, etc. But then also having an offering for somebody that is doesn't want to do synchronous course. For me, it's really hard to do something synchronous because I have 8 million things going on. I teach, during the day. This is my side hustle, right? So I have my full-time job keeps me away from basically any meeting during the regular work day, right? And so I should be looking for asynchronous things. So I think it's doing multiple different things and then taking all of this information with a grain of salt because it might not apply to you, it might not apply to what you currently have, but it's something to think about, right? How can I give people more access to information, right?
So what I did, not just to repeat what I put in the chat, but hi, this is interesting. There were a couple of things that I tweaked because of what I had enjoyed or found off-putting, particularly learning during the pandemic. So I did lunchtime sessions, but I'm on the East Coast, but they were 30 minutes starting at 12:15. And so I explicitly said, this is your lunch hour, but I'm giving you back 15 minutes at the beginning and the end stretch your legs, check your email, have a glass of water, whatever it is you need to do. People sort of liked that, and we did it as synchronous, so live, but recorded. I've done it once, I'll be doing it again next month, which is exciting. And what was interesting was everyone except one person missed at least one session, but because they knew it was live again 24 hours later, they did put the effort into getting caught up. Where I know, Monica can see me in her Kajabi, where I'm like, I'm going to do nothing for 3 months, and then I'm going to do nothing but watch these videos for 5 hours. Yep. And it's not the most effective way to learn. So this has been very thought-provoking, Rachel. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad. No, thank you.
And I just want to say a huge thank you to Rachel. Again, grab her Instagram. Jamie will be sending out the information with how to take advantage of Rachel's offerings, her free call, and her private podcast. And Rachel uses Hello Audio, and she's an affiliate for Hello Audio. So if you don't know what Hello Audio is, it was founded by Dr. Lindsay Padilla, who is a huge name on Clubhouse. I encourage you to check her out, but also to check out Hello Audio. And Hello Audio is a great example of you can have a great idea and then sell it as she is selling that. So for those of us who have paid attention to different options, we're going to be talking about those tomorrow. Audio is huge, and if you're not on Clubhouse, you should probably drop our Clubhouse campus later, because I think everybody on here can now be on Clubhouse. I was just on a Clubhouse with Nicole. So with that being said, if you have a question at all that didn't get answered, I think Rachel's going to be here, so drop your questions and we can privately answer them. But I'm going to go ahead and, we're on schedule, Jamie, right? We are. So,
A couple minutes. It's just ready for Julia.
we are. So here's the thing, right? We normally would be hanging out and talking, and whether you're going to be making a cocktail with us, or making a mocktail with us, or simply drinking whatever you already poured earlier, we are so excited to have Ashley Johnson with us. Ashley is a college graduate that found fun and creative ways in discovering different, tasty cocktail recipes. And she's here to shake up a little cocktail for us with a demo of a delicious fruit beverage. And if you're interested to see her other concoctions, please make sure to check out her Instagram. I have to say, I have an Instagram chat with Ashley. Your Instagram is amazing. It is making poor decisions, and the poor is spelled P-O-U-R. So thank you so much, Ashley, for joining us and for sharing your amazing recipe with us. So we'll just stop, and then after we make our drinks or go grab something to sip on, we will be moving into our networking event. So welcome, Ashley.
Hi. Just want to make sure, is my audio working?
It is.
Really good. Okay, perfect. I don't use Zoom very often. Just wanted to make sure before I get into my whole spiel. All right, so hi guys. Like she said, my name is Ashley, and I'm just here to walk you guys through a quick little cocktail. I tried to do something that was fun, summery, light, so I hope you like it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So, one other note. I'm gonna try my best to go slow, but if I just end up talking real fast, or you need me to repeat anything, have any questions, just put those in the chat. I am using my phone for this, so it's a little farther away, can't really see it, so I've asked Jamie if she would relay any questions or anything like that to me. All right, so for starters, you're going to grab whatever you're going to be mixing your cocktail in, whether that is...
I'm out of ginger beer to make a non-alcoholic cocktail.
The 2-cup method, or if you just have your regular drinking glass, that is perfectly okay. And we're going to want to start with putting some ice in there. Doesn't have to be a whole lot, just a few cubes.
I try not to drink ice drinks anymore. Or I drink room temperature water.
Start with the liquor. So that will be your cherry vodka.
Chinese medicine.
All right, so the measurement for this is going to be about 2 ounces. There's a few different ways you can measure that, so I'll just try to go over that briefly. What a lot of times you'll see is this tool called a jigger. If you're using a tool like this, you're probably going to want to use this short end. It measures about 3/4.
Why is there another can of Sprite right there?
So you'll want to do about 3 of those. If you don't have one of those or another type of liquid measuring cup, you can do a simple count, which I'll go over that in just a second. Kind of skip a little bit ahead. You can use a standard shot glass. Those typically measure about 1.5 ounces. So if you're using that, you want to do 1 full shot glass and then about 1/3 of a second. If you happen to have just like the mini bottles, those are a little over 1.5 ounces as well. So you'll want to use a full one and then close to 1/2 of the second. Now, back to that, if you don't have any type of measuring device and you're just going to do the simple count, which I will do that with you just to kind of show how that works. You'll basically count ahead myself. You'll want to do kind of a steady pour, nothing too light, but you don't want it to be chugging out the bottle. And you're going to count to 4, like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Just slow like that. So if you haven't already poured, go ahead and do that now. If you're doing the slow pour with me, I can help count you off, all right? So we're going to go 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Of course, that method isn't going to be exactly precise, but it'll get you close enough. It's all right.
What did I lose now? My multivitamin gummies.
Okay. And then next, we're going to take our lime juice. So if you are using a bottle of lime juice, you're going to want to do about 1 ounce. So again, if you're using the jigger tool, you're going to do about 2 of the smaller ends. If you're using a shot glass, do about 2/3. And then if you're just pouring, again, just do that steady stream and do 1,000, 2,000. All right, and then if you're like me and you're using a fresh slime, you want to get that ready. A good trick I've learned is that if you roll your lime, it actually gets get like a juice flowing or something to that nature. So I just like to do that a little bit. I tend to cut it in half. Of course, that's going to be the easiest way to get your juice out. And you can just go ahead and start squeezing what you can. I happen to have a squeezer, so I'm going to use that. But if you just got your hands, work with what you got, it's okay. So just go ahead and get that in there. And I am using a full lime for any of those who are also doing the fresh lime.
What does rolling a lime or lemon do? I have that squeezer in red. I need a juicer. Monica, say hint, hint, y'all. That looks good. What does rolling it do?
Okay, so then at this point, if you have an actual cocktail shaker, you're going to want to go ahead and slap the top on there. If you're using that 2-cup method, just put 1 cup inside the other, hold it real sturdy, maybe step away from electronics, just to be sure, don't want anybody ruining any laptops or anything like that. And then if you're just pouring straight into your glass, just give it a little stir if you have something to stir with. And then if you are shaking, you're going to want to shake for, it's suggested about 20 seconds. So you can go ahead and do that now. Get that Friday night hard work out.
to see everyone making their drinks.
Damn it! Sorry, you guys.
Making the drink or not making the drink. So excited.
It makes a juicer and the juice flow easier.
What does the rolling the lime do again?
I've heard it's meant to loosen up the juice in the lime. I don't know. It might just be a myth, but I do it. What does it hurt?
It makes the juice flow easier. I learned that in Jamaica.
Okay, great. I know what I'm kind of talking about. Okay. So
Is
then,
it true that you would do that for cooking too? For Ashley or for anyone else? I would assume it would be good for anything. Anytime you're gonna juice.
I think it would. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So then, if you did the shaking method, you can either go ahead and strain that into your drinking glass. And I already had ice in mine, so if you want to do that, go right ahead. If you used all your ice in your shaker, you can put a few cubes in there. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Perfect. All right. So next up is our grenadine. Grenadine to me is a saving grace for most cocktails. I don't think you can go wrong with grenadine. So what you're gonna want to do is just slowly pour some in there. There's no real measurement. I started out with just a little dash. You can always add more later.
Isn't grenadine the red stuff they put in Shirley Temples?
Just a little bit. All right. Finally, you can top it off with your lemon lime soda.
It looks like she's using Diet Sprite. That's not healthy.
All right, and now here is where you can choose to get a little fancy with it. Obviously, don't have to. It's the garnishes. So, a good standard one is just your little maraschino cherries. So I'll just put those on top. And then you could also, if you're using a fresh lime and you have some extra, you can also do a little lime wedge. If you do that, you're going to want to make just a small slit in it, and then you just hang it off your glass like that. And that's it for this. You got yourself a spiked cherry limeade. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and taste what you made. We'll do a little cheers for you. Cheers.
This was so fun. I'm so glad. Thank you so much, Ashley, for taking us through that. And I learned a tip because I didn't know that you were supposed to roll limes.
Yeah, of course.
But that is such a good tip. And also, whatever you're drinking, I'm actually drinking ginger kombucha with something else, and it tastes like the same color. I didn't know. All I think you need, what do you call the hat that you wear at the Kentucky Derby? That's what I was saying. We could just have hats and we would have been done.
The fascinator? Yeah, it sounds like
Yes.
the fascinator in the chat. So the fascinator is kind of like a tinier hat that like attaches, and then you have the big hat.
I didn't know what they were, but my bridesmaids wore them when we had our little brunch. So I just felt very like, oh yeah, that's what I was thinking, Marilyn. I knew that there was a horse race coming up. So thank you so much, Ashley, for this.
The Belmont Stakes is tomorrow.
So this is great to like have a conversation when you're moving into networking. So again, if you haven't had a chance, go follow Ashley. What was you can say your social media for us again?
Yeah, so the handle is @MakingPoorDecisions. There might be a couple of them, but my little
@MakingPoorDecisions,
like
POUR.
It's like a wine glass pouring into a glass. So yeah, definitely definitely give it a follow if that's something you're interested in. I have a lot of fun doing it.
Thank you so much, Ashley.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And our next section is our networking. I'm so excited. This is always like one of my favorite times. If you've ever been to any of my networking events, it's going to be amazing. And some of the questions that we just wanted to just remind us is if anyone, I had to ask Ashley a question. Ashley, you can come up and just tell us, what is your favorite drink to make?
Yeah. Hey, so I think my favorite drink I've learned to make is the Pixie Stick Martini. I just remember having it at Malone's after like my college graduation and fell in love with it. It's super sweet, so not an all the time drink, but it's nice and it's fun to make.
Well, thank you so much again. And now that we have our cocktails, I would encourage you to check out each other when you have a conversation. Ask each other like, what's your favorite drink? I actually love kombucha, y'all. I don't know when I started liking kombucha, but it's my new favorite thing. And I had a hard kombucha yesterday, and it might be better than cider.
Making dot
So
for
if anybody
underline
is not drinking
decisions.
beer, I'm on a bridal thing, so no beer for me.
Making dot
Now
for
it is time
underline
to
decisions.
network. So Jamie is currently setting up our breakout rooms for us.
Okay,
And
let me
it's gonna be about
edit that.
4 to 5 people in each of the rooms. And the last time, if any of you came to the networking event that I did it really fast. We're going to give you much more time to speak. So you'll each have about 5 minutes in a breakout room. So that, depending on how many people are in the rooms, Jamie, about 4 people? About 5 people. So each person will have about 5 minutes. So you're going to have a nice opportunity to have a nice conversation. Whether it's to talk about what you do in your business, where are you from, what do you serve. I always like to, we'll drop some questions for you pretty soon, but I always like to use these networking opportunities as a chance to see how you can collaborate with each other and how to stay connected outside of this. And to also remember that these are great opportunities, even if it's maybe you don't need the services. So perhaps if I end up with Rachel and I'm like, I don't need to create courses, but who does Rachel help and who can I connect her with? A huge part of my business model, of my work with event, if you're new to me or if you've worked with me before, is trying to make those connections. As women, one of our strongest points is collaboration and connection. So the more we can do that, the better. So Jamie, let me know when you are ready for the rooms. I'm ready. I'm going to click create. Awesome. So what'll happen is you're going to get an invitation. If you're not familiar with breakouts, you're going to get an invitation. You'll just accept that. Once you're in the room, you won't have to do anything. With about 60 seconds left, it's going to say the room is about to close. You can actually stay there, and then when it's done, it will just magically whisk you back to the main room where we'll do a second round of networking. So you'll get an opportunity to talk. We're going to do it 3 times. You'll get a chance to talk to a few more people. Also to note that when you're in your room, your chat is private to that room. So it's a great chance to also make sure if you didn't get everyone's connection to do that inside of the breakout rooms. Is there any other questions? Otherwise, we will get started.
Hi. What time does this event end today?
It ends at 8:30ish. We're doing 20 to 25 minutes rounds. So it's going to be about an hour on the low for now.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome, Marilyn. I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you for having me. All right, they're doing networking, so I'm going to end this, okay?
And again, we will.
Thanks for listening with me.
If our numbers are changing, because we know that it is Friday evening, but this is a great opportunity. We won't have another